we talk about multiculturalism, in reality, it is actually ethnic cultures presenting themselves. And through time, there has never been like, why don't we invite, because it's multicultural, then the white Australian culture should be in there as well as part of the multicultures. But in reality, in practice, what's happening is that when we have multicultural activities, they are the diverse ethnic population. And there is no mainstream celebration of culture there, so that it is when you say multicultural, oh yes, Indian, Filipino, Chinese, Korean, etc., etc. So what I'm saying is that Australia is now in the stage where we are already becoming old in terms of this multicultural thing. We need to celebrate a unity of culture, not the diversity of culture. You know, because the paradox of celebrating diversity is that you may strike an imbalance of the unity. For example, yes, I identify, yes, I respect you are different, etc., etc. But so what? The important thing is that you are living in one society, in one country, and that country has its own culture different from the small cultures that we have.
Yeah.
That is what we need to really integrate in multiculturalism, because as of the moment, multiculturalism is purely those that are non-Anglo. Okay? And we need to really bridge that, and that's what we are hoping. The thing is that it is important that the government has a planned activity for that. We cannot always say, oh yes, spontaneously they will learn how to, the Anglo people will learn how to integrate it, as they will eat dim sims or whatever, Indian food or Filipino food. But that is not the case. The case is that there should be activities that seek to really make them accepted as well. Because the mainstream society, oh, they look at multicultural, oh yes, I'm going to this particular Aboriginal celebration. But really, there is no integration there. But if they have if they are invited, for example, okay, Australian people, can we have them as well in the multicultural activities? We don't have that here at the moment. You know, to celebrate the Aussie, the Aussie.
When you say Australian people in the multicultural activities?
Australian, you know, white Anglo people.
I look at you and I see you as Australian. Yeah.
Of course, I am Australian, but there is no Anglo, English or whatever white people that are here, because they think that they are mainstream. They're not part of multicultural thing. So what I'm trying to say is that this is just my observation through time, and I really would like to see that. I would like to see, for example, during Anzac Day, that probably integrate in Anzac Day the multicultural activities, so that they will all be part of the Australian, you know, celebration as well.
Or commemoration, and it goes back commemorating the loss of
something like that. You know, but
again, you know, and it's multiculturalism is like a journey, you know, and it's where we are now is a long way away to where we've been, you know, 50, 60 years ago. And when you talk about, you know, the white Anglo-Saxon being the mainstream, well, you know, come to ride, come into my electorate. You know, the white Anglo-Saxon is not the mainstream. It's, you know, 40% of people in Ryde, I think it's 40%, were born overseas, and 60% in Ryde have at least one parent born overseas. You know, that's the mainstream. You know, you go to Ryde and they're reading the Chinese Daily there, you know, on the streets. You know, they're reading the Korean Times. I just think the way that our society is evolving is such that the mainstream, our perception of mainstream is quickly changing. You're the mainstream in many ways. I really believe that. I really believe that. But at citizenship ceremonies, I say something to people, and you would appreciate this. I say, look, we should all celebrate our diversity. I'm the person to do it. I'm a product of it, and I'm the beneficiary of it. So I wave the flag of diversity all the time, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my Italian heritage. I'm proud I talk with my hands. I'm proud I've got dark hair. I'm proud I've got brown eyes. I'm proud that my surname ends with an O. I've got no problem with that. I love it. But by the same time, and by the same, if not by greater measure, we should also celebrate the things that unite us, that combine us, that makes you and me brother and sister as Australians, that make you and me brother and sisters, brothers as Australians. And if we focus as much, or in fact more on that, because our diversity, you can't take the Italian out of me. You can't. My DNA is historically, Italian blood. But if we focus more on the things that unite us, then I think that will lead to a greater society, and that's why I do call it Aussie culturalism. Because think about it. I was at a function the other night, and I said, it's a Chinese function, and I said with all sincerity, the sons and daughters of China are now sons and daughters of Australia. That's where the bond is. And those sons and daughters are now my brothers and sisters, Australian brothers and sisters. And if we focus on those things increasingly as a government, as a society, then we're on the right path.